So I finished the pond. Now I'm gonna work on the fire pit. I'm gonna install some proper wood posts. So it looks nicer, it'll hold the lights better, it'll just be better. So I didn't want to deal with pouring cement around the posts or anything like that. And I used a post spike like this on my bird feeder over there, and it's held up really well. So I got 6 of these. I'm gonna pound them into the ground around the fire pit, and the posts will go into that. So first thing I need to do is stain these posts. I got pressure treated 4x4s from Menards. They're about 10 bucks a pop. And I'm gonna stain it with this stain, Sherwin-Williams, semi-transparent, cedar colored stain. So let's get sanding. Finish sanding. It's not fun, it takes a while, but it's important. It allows the wood to receive the stain, and it just looks nicer. You don't want splinters of wood sticking off your posts that you're putting in your backyard and hoping are gonna be there for a while. If you've never stained before, there's a few ways to apply the stain. They have these little foam cotton rectangle things that you apply like that. I don't use these. Use a brush, but either works. If you've never applied stain before, you want to apply thin layers. If it drips, oh, I just got some on the wood. I'm gonna brush it out real quick. This is an example of what you don't want to do, because if you drip on the wood, it dries fairly quickly and then you see the drip. So apply thin layers, and if you do drip, right away, wipe it, get rid of it. I finished staining the 4x4s. I did have a minor mishap. A couple of them fell onto my driveway after I'd already stained them, scuffed them up, so I had to do some repair work. Almost done with that, but I'm gonna get rid of these crappy poles, and soon I'm gonna start hammering in the 4x4 spikes. Here we go. I probably should have undone the lights first. That's how easy it was to take down the crappy poles. I wanted the head of these spikes to be buried underground, so I dug a little hole. You want to use a sledgehammer and an extra 4x4 to drive the spike into the ground. And you need to check your level over and over and over, because the deeper the spike gets, the harder it is to adjust. And once you put the post in, there's some bolts on the spike that you tighten to lock it into place. And since I was burying the head of the spike, I had to pack some dirt back in around it. Unfortunately, after I got the first 2 posts up, I realized they weren't level with each other, both vertically and horizontally. So I'd go to work trying to figure out how to get them level with each other. I'm hitting it with everything I've got, and it's moving millimeters. I tried raising the one on the right, but I couldn't get it to budge. So then I got up on a ladder and started pounding down on the left post. About as hard as I can hit it, standing on top of the ladder with the sledgehammer. Oh, we're close. Which took some effort. Come on, baby. Oh, it's so close. Yes, it's level. 2 posts are on, only 4 to go. The other ones I don't care if they're so level. I just wanted these 2 level because they're kind of the entrance. We did just get these new Adirondack chairs. Adirondack? Adirondack? How do you say it? Adirondack? Adirondack. Anyway, we got some new chairs. We got these at Walmart for like 97 bucks. There's like the, either the cheap Adirondack chair or the expensive one. You can get the like $25 ones that are just cheap plastic, weigh like a pound, or you get like the wood $300, $400 Adirondack chairs. Well, we wanted 6 chairs. We did not want to pay $300 to $400 a pop. My wife found these at Walmart. They were $97. They're still made of plastic, but they're like a heavier plastic. Each chair weighs 24 pounds. So the wind's hopefully not going to blow these over. They look pretty nice. They're comfy. They have a cup holder. And so yeah, just want to point that out. I do feel like this is a look that should be replicated every time you're doing a DIY project. As I was installing each post, I was also leveling out the edgers that went around the pit, and I added an extra level of edgers to the back side of the pit. This is the last pole. So what I've been doing with each time, once I get it in, I will do a level to see how we're doing. This one's leaning this way. So I'm just gonna, and once I'm happy with it, now I'll pack dirt around the base. Make sure I get the dirt in all four sides, even the narrow side over here. Now this is paver base that you can get at any big box store. I don't like using these as the base to actual pavers, which I will talk about more when I make a video on doing my patio, but it is great for trying to level out edgers. With each block I sprinkle in the paver base, I check the level, and then I use a weighted hammer to set it into place. I actually need to cut a few pavers so I can get them to fit in the wall here. I'm going to use my rotary grinder with a masonry blade on it, and I won't be able to cut all the way through because it's such a small blade, but I'll kind of go around it and get as close as I can, then I'll hammer it apart. Alright, now that it's weakened all the way around, I'm going to use a chisel and a mini sledgehammer, and it should come apart where I've cut it. There you go. Pretty darn good cut. This is the last block. Last thing I have to do is just glue everything down. I'm just gluing it all together with landscape adhesive. These actually aren't even wall blocks, they're edgers from Menards. It's a short wall. If it were any higher than this, I would use a wider actual wall block, but for this, hopefully it'll be fine. I'll let you know if it falls over. You know what, I look ridiculous in this. Oh yeah, there, I look a lot better. Bought these little tiny hooks that I'm gonna screw onto the inside part of each post, and that's what I'll hang the lights from. But this is so small, I can't get it to go into the wood, so I've got a little tiny drill bit. I'm gonna make a little pilot hole, and then hopefully this goes in easier. That just about does it for the fire pit. I am going to add an adhesive to the pea gravel here in the next couple of weeks to make it more of a hard surface and hopefully stop grass from growing through the pea gravel. But for now, it already looks 10 times better than it did with those black poles that I got off Amazon that were always falling over. This looks pretty darn good. This used to be a deck that was falling apart. There was this weird rock grill thing that was falling apart. We took it down and we've built all of this by hand ourselves, and it's really turned into our perfect oasis. But the fact that we did it all ourselves, yes, it saved us money, but also it really has given me a tremendous sense of pride. If there's a part of you that's wanted to take on a project in the backyard, whether it's building a patio, a fire pit, a bar, whatever, don't be afraid to try it yourself. Is it scary? Yeah, it can be scary, but all of it's just labor. If you mess up, you take it apart and redo it. You'll be fine. Whatever you're working on will be fine, and it'll get you off your computer, get you off your phone, and get you outside, which is always a good thing. So don't be afraid. Take on the projects. Oh, and don't forget, if Buck can do it, so can you.